Second Esdras chapter 16 at verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they shall consent unto them, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. And Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakudash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well, and peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Davidah from the Men of Valor campaign, Greenville, South Carolina, coming back with another video in sincerity and in truth, and Lord willing, to keep you edifying. And I was inspired to do this video. The brother Yawasop, GMS Gabarim of the Most High, out there on the West Coast, did a very edifying lesson going into this matter, and Trump basically doubling down on what the borders had spoke about when he got appointed, and he was on 60 Minutes, and they were talking about the separation of families, mainly of the Northern Kingdom. And there's this whole thing, especially with the 14th Amendment, that anybody born within these borders, they're citizens. Well, here's the dilemma. A big thing amongst the Northern Kingdom that come here, they'll come here and they'll have children, and the children under the 14th Amendment will be deemed citizens. Well, now they're talking about potentially changing that. Now they don't want to so-called separate families. They're trying to make it seem like it's a nice thing. They don't want to separate the children from the parents, so they're going to deport everybody together, which the children being here and being citizens is how a lot of these northern tribes were able to continue to dwell up here. But now they're trying to get all of them out the way. And I believe this is a precursor to Jacob's trouble. I speak as a man. I believe that they're about to drop this hammer. But I don't believe it's going to be, this is what's going to get the ball rolling, so to speak. All right. They might target way more than just the Northern Kingdom. You got Levi up here. A couple months ago, they were talking about Levi up here, which is heavy into witchcraft, the so-called Haitians. They'll be eating the wild animals and shit, taking dogs, taking cats, ducks, biting the fucking head off of them, man. So, not only will it befall upon the Northern Kingdom, but it'll befall upon the Southern Kingdom as well. All right, and then there was another article, which I couldn't find it immediately, but this suffice for now, where they were giving incentives, like $1,000, $1,500, or $1,200 for people to go and basically snitch on where so-called illegal immigrants are. And they're all in the workplace, all of these things, And if to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all the tribes, right? If you don't repent, all right, the Lord is gonna have you get taken by this damn devil, right? All the Issachar and all them that's up here, trying to so-called make a living, cool. If you're not serving Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, because there's brothers that's preaching in Spanish, calling on the names of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah in Spanish. So there's no voice or language where there's no language where, or place. I believe it says that in Isaiah 19, or not Isaiah, Psalms the 19th chapter, all these different languages, man. English, you got brothers over there in Italy speaking Italian. You got brothers in Holland, I believe speaking Dutch, if that's the language, if I'm not saying that incorrectly, So there's you don't have an excuse. So that's why we ultimately not even gonna feel bad for the Northern Kingdom, because they wicked as hell, man. All right, they're heavily into witchcraft. All right, and we're about to see the Lord drop that hammer. All right, Jeremiah 30, it says what? These are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah, the northern and the southern kingdom. And we've been saying that. Yeah, it starts with Judah because they're the head tribe. All right, but old Nero, which we believe Trump is Nero coming back. All right, what did Nero do to the southern kingdom back in after the time of Yahushua? Shortly after that time, he persecuted in Rome. He persecuted Israel, man. He persecuted the Christians, which were Israelites, man. Those that actually followed Yahushua, right? And through the Spirit, he could come down and do it again. All right, but this could definitely be the the precursor to Jacob's Trouble just going full blown, man. All right, because they're really trying to push his mass deportation. This is from WUSA 9. It says GOP-led states are pushing policies that could aid Trump's plan for mass deportation. It says, though not specifically requested by Trump, many of the states' proposals would complement his immigration policies. It says, as President-elect Donald Trump assembles his administration, Republican governors and lawmakers in some states are already rolling out proposals that could help him carry out his pledge to deport millions of people living in the U.S. illegally. And it's not necessarily just coming from Mexico. All right, you got people in China. They got this border wide open. And this current administration, under the Biden administration, they let all these people in. You know, they're saying there's upwards of 20 million undocumented people in America, man. And they saying it's already like 360 that are documented. So, hey, you know. But it says lawmakers in a growing number of states are proposing to give local law enforcers law officers the power to arrest people who entered the country illegally, mirroring recent laws in Texas and elsewhere that have been placed on hold while courts weigh whether they unconstitutionally usurp federal authority. Other legislation filed ahead of, and they're about to do away with this constitution anyway. It says other legislation filed ahead of next year's legislative sessions will require local law enforcement agencies to notify federal immigration officers when they take someone into custody who is in the country illegally, even if the charges have nothing to do with their immigration status. Though not specifically requested by Trump, many of the state proposals would complement his immigration policies. It says we would be finding people who are in violation of this law, and we would be sort of hand delivering them to the nearest port of deportation so that they could be removed in a safe and orderly fashion, said Missouri State Senator Curtis Trent, who is sponsoring one of the proposals. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security estimates that 11 million unauthorized, and I heard 20 million, but they saying 11 million unauthorized immigrants are living in the U.S. as of 2022. The latest statistic available. While campaigning, Trump talked about creating the largest mass deportation program in history and called for using the National Guard and domestic police forces in the effort, right? And they're gonna forcibly remove them, man. This isn't gonna be something like, hey, you know, you're gonna have people hiding, and you're gonna have the military and local law enforcement trying to take people in. They're gonna be asking for documentation, man. Some Democratic-led states already are raising resistance. The California legislation has convened a special session to try to shield people from the potential Trump policies, including by boosting legal aid for immigrants facing deportation. Lawmakers in numerous states are likely to try to thwart or cooperate with Trump's immigration agenda. Tim Story, CEO of National Conference of State Legislatures, said Monday. In Missouri, Trent's bill would empower local law officers to arrest people for the new state crime of improper entry by an alien. You see, they're calling them aliens, which that just means stranger. It says punishable by a fine of up to $100,000 and a court-ordered ride to the U.S. border. A separate bill by Missouri State, here it is right here, Missouri State Senator-elect David Gregory will offer a $1,000 reward to informants who tip off police and people in the country illegally and allow private bounty hunters to find and detain them. You see how they're about to do this shit, man? All right? They did that same shit damn near with COVID, man. They was trying to get people to snitch and turn on each other. Hey, you about to have people turning on each other. All right, for that money. Hey, because times are hard. And, you know, hey, especially these damn Edomites, man, they don't care about us anyway. So it ain't nothing for them to snitch on the Northern Kingdom for $1,000, man. It says Missouri's Republican governor-elect Mike Kehoe hasn't endorsed a specific legislative plan after campaigning against illegal immigration and the scourge of fentanyl smuggled across the U.S. border. But he told the Associated Press if they're here illegally, it definitely should trigger something more than it does now. Immigrant advocacy groups already are raising alarm about some state proposals. Missouri's proposed bounty system would create an absolute chaos and division, and that's what they want, said Ashley Diaz, I can't say that, president of American Families United, which advocates for U.S. citizens married to foreign nationals. Although many Americans support a path to citizenship for people living in the U.S. illegally, support for deportation also has grown. More than 4 in 10 voters said most immigrants who are in the U.S. illegally should be deported to the country they came from, according to AP VoteCast, a survey of more than 120,000 voters in this year's election. That's up from the 3 in 10 in 2020. More than half of voters said most immigrants in the U.S. Illegally should be offered a chance to apply for legal status, down from 7 in 10 who said this in 2020, according to AP VoteCast. Many Republicans point to Texas as a model for immigration enforcement. Its $11 billion Operation Lone Star program has erected razor wire and other barriers along the Mexican border. State troopers and Texas National Guard members in border towns and bused thousands of migrants to Democratic-led sanctuary cities, such as New York, Chicago, Denver, Philadelphia, and Washington. Texas law officers also have made tens of thousands of arrests, including many for trespassing on private property. Tom Homan, Trump's border czar, visited Texas last month and said its border security tactics can be a model for Trump's administration. Texas Governor Greg Abbott office confirmed that it's been in regular contact with Trump's team about strategies. You remember they had a whole debacle about that, a couple months ago as well. So you can further read into this if you want. I wanted to get, just the meat of it and what they're trying to do. They're offering money to people to snitch. They're getting private bounty hunters. They're getting local law enforcement. They're getting a National Guard, man. All right. This is where they're going with this. So this is why I started with 2nd Ezra 16 chapter, which we're going to go through it again. At verse 68, it says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols." Some of us going to be cast into prison. Verse 69, "And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and reproach and trodden underfoot." Hey, all you that believe in this man's system, ultimately a lot of these people come here to try to make a better life, which America, we were sent here to live out our punishment, so to speak. But now the punishment of our iniquity is accomplished. It says that in Lamentation. The Lord is about to get us up out of here. All right, the elect, of course, but you still have the 2/3. Now, the 2/3 is speaking about those in Babylon, but you have all these people, all these immigrants coming from everywhere. You also have other nations that's coming over here as well. But I would say the mass majority of them would be of the northern kingdom. And we said through the Spirit, they're coming up here for one of two things, either deliverance or destruction. All right, so we're going to see. Verse 70, it says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." Now, ultimately, that's Israel that fears the Lord. These nations know not the Heavenly Father, but even amongst Israel, the 2/3, they're in a heathenistic mindset. They don't understand and know Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, and they're going to try to trust in this system. Verse 72, "For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." See, even if you got houses here, even if you got cars, they're going to confiscate that shit, man. And they're going to send your ass back. Verse 73, "Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire." See, we're going to be in the midst of all this, the elect. Lord willing, we be of that fold. We're going to be in the midst, but the Lord is going to protect us. But we're going to see it, Hey, by us being good, Lord willing, in that day, that's how it's going to be known who the Lord's chosen is, man. Who's out here good and who's out here getting fucked up, right? But this is the situation, man, and we already in December. And the days are ticking on by, and they trying to do this shit right when Trump gets in the office, man. So we'll see. Let's get this in Isaiah real quick, the 30th chapter. It says, "Woe to the rebellious house," verse 1. "Woe to the rebellious children," the rebellious children, saith the Lord, "that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin." Hey, a lot of these tribes is coming up here. They still worship the Virgin Mary. They worship the Mexicans. the so-called Mexicans, Issachar, they got a Day of the Dead. You know, they still worship the dead and shit. You know, right? So they add sin unto sin. They don't cover with the covering of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And that's why they're going to get fucked up. Verse 2, that walk to go down into Egypt, right? This is spiritual Sodom and spiritual Egypt. They're coming here. They're fleeing their places that they dwelt, and they're coming here. It says, and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Those that trusted in this place, you're going to be found in derision and trodden in the foot, man. All right? It's going to be a snare to you. And I actually want to finish here. All right? Because like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I believe this is the precursor for sure to Jacob's trouble, man. This shit about to get jumping. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 4. It says, and these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah, both the northern and the southern kingdom. For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, verse 7, for that day is great, so that none is like it. They about to pull all the stops, man. Drones, robots, dogs, all that shit, you name it. They saying they starting with this, but this is going to be a problem. They're going to realize it's way more than they think, man. They're going to have to come down with that force. It says, verse 7 again, it says, for alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. All right? This Jacob's trouble is called Jacob's trouble for a reason. All right? Because it's for you, Jacob. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, now it's not for our destruction. Those that serve Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, it's going to be a trial of our faith, and it's we're going to be refined and tried as silver and gold. But for the 2/3, they're going to be melted. They're going to be left here and melted if they don't get taken out by these damn troops, man. Yeah, it says, but he shall be saved out of it. That he is the elect, of course. We'll finish off here because Trump about to drop that hammer. He's getting the okay from, you know, his overlords to bring that hammer, man. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12, we'll finish off here. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Because, hey, he about to drop that hammer. He see the chariots. He see us out here prophesying. You know, he see his kingdom falling apart. So he about to bring it. All right, he about to show just how much he really hates us, man. All right, and those that trusted in him, hey, good luck to you, man. Y'all through as hell. So I just want to bring this out, man. All right, it's looking like they about to get this shit popping. All right, so Lord willing, is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well, and peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect. Till next time, Shalom.